Good morning, good morning, good morning. My name is Sean Dex and I welcome you back to the Mango Grove on this beautiful Monday morning. Wishing you all a happy brand new weekend. Bitcoin making its way down, giving us that big move we were looking for. Man, I waited for this one so long, and now all I have to say is Hakuna Matata, lads. Hakuna Matata. It means no worries for the rest of our lives. It's a problem-free mango philosophy. Hakuna Matata, man. This was such a good morning to wake up to, because you guys have been if you guys have been following me for a while, I've been waiting for this move and I almost missed out. I almost gave up on it right on the last day, right? If you guys do remember, on Friday I was like, I'm taking the day off, and during the video Bitcoin was going down. I was like, don't do this to me, Bitcoin, don't do this. And I was actually pretty hell-bent on not taking a trade. If you guys do remember, Bitcoin actually had another bull trap. If you're looking at this, before we realized that, hey, this might be putting an asymmetrical triangle over here, which we talked about in the Mango Grove. So if you haven't joined the Mango Grove just yet, it's a free community for you guys to come, enjoy, learn with us, and hey, also find updates on what we talk about during the daily videos. In the nights, in the evenings, we or every now and then give you guys updates on what we are doing. Now, I'm never gonna say, hey, this is the trade I'm putting on, this is the stop loss, blah blah. I don't do that. I just give you guys an updated view on what I'm looking at, and this is something we spotted, right? Because hey, initially this looked like a breakout right over here when we broke over 6,800, and again we did something very similar, right? But what do we do this time? A lower high, a lower swing high, and now we get the psychology of what we talk about, right? The bears are stepping in quicker and quicker to distribute, while it does look like the bulls are also stepping in quicker and quicker to pick up the price. The overall trend is down. Now, like I said on Friday's video, I'm not interested in any long plays until we actually confirm daily candles above this yellow zone. However, I am looking for short plays, and I would be looking to take short plays on the lower time frames, like the 4 hour. The 1 hour wasn't as convinced about it, but hey, the 12-hour mango vine was still saying short, right? And that's one of the reasons why I was like, okay, you know what? I'm going to FOMO back into my position. And again, I wasn't going to do it blindlessly and aimlessly, and I don't want to misrepresent what I'm saying by using the word FOMO, right? Basically, I would not, when I say FOMO, what I really mean is, if we were in a uptrend, I would not be taking this trade. I would not take this trade. I would let this happen without me. I'm fine with that. But we are in a downtrend, and the 12-hour vine was calling the move too, and we know the 12-hour vine has been so phenomenal. It even gave us this move right over here, right? It flipped, gave us the first real strong bear signal after a while, right at 7,100. The last time it did that, caught us that massive breakdown when we where was it, like, so it caught 8,500 as well, but wasn't the strong signal that the vine caught, right? It was a good signal, but the big strong signal that I did not cash in on last time was this move right here, this move from 9,800 all the way down to 7,600. So this time I was like, okay, you know what, I'm going to follow my signals. We're getting the continuation play on the 1 hour as well. Right over here, we had the symmetrical triangle break to the downside, and what do we do right after? We start putting in a rising channel, right? Now, I did not put in my position over here. I got my position somewhere around here, 6,650-ish, and I was okay with this happening, because I was like, okay, as long, you guys need to be okay. If you're playing a trend trade, you guys need to be okay with price moving against you, okay? Especially if it moves so slightly against you. Now, I believe it is Zan, currently in the Mango Telegram group, the Grove, talking about how this candle right here has eaten into his profits, and it's eaten to my profits too, and I'm okay with that. I am completely okay with that. I'm a little bit more okay with that because I'm short all the way from over here, and I did take some profits right over here. We'll be talking about that in a bit. But even if I didn't, I would have been okay with it completely, because it's a trend trade, guys, and you need to stick with your trend plan unless you had predetermined areas where you were looking to to get out of your trade, right? If you said, hey, you know what, I am going to take profits in this zone over here, or perhaps this zone over here, and you don't do it, and then price bounces, that's when you feel a little crappy about it, because you broke your rules. But if you're starting a brand new trend trade and you're looking for a big win and a trend, what does a trend mean, guys? Let me go ahead and pull out our trusty drawing tools. Do I have it over here? It's going to take a second to load. Okay, there we go. What does a trend mean, right? A trend means, I ignore the update, I don't care about the update. Trend means this price is going to do something like this, right? Let's go ahead and make it a little thicker for you guys. Price is going to do something like this. So you're going to have pullback, so it's going to eat into your profits. But if you are worried about every single pullback, if you're worried about this pullback and you're worried about this pullback, you're going to miss out on your profits right over here. If you enter somewhere here and you let this mentally frustrate you, and I know it is going to mentally frustrate you. I've been through these motions that you guys are being through, guys, but you need to think long term. You need to know that markets don't just go down. I mean, the S&P did that, but even the S&P right now is bouncing back up, right? I believe S&P is going to have further, it is either going to bottom up, right, or it's going to have a further downside. Markets it's not going to do this. It's very unlikely. It could, but those are low probability plays, and we don't play that over here at Mango. We play the higher probability plays and how markets really tend to move, not the random stuff that it does every now and then. You can't predict for that, right? That's gambling. Okay, so now I want to talk about this area right over here around 5,850-ish and how I took profits over here. But the emphasis of this discussion is not going to be on the profit taking, more so on the mistake, on the trading mistake that I made last week, where, do you guys remember, right over here? Some of you may not remember, or you guys may have not watched the video. Essentially what happened was I was looking for a break of this yellow zone over here, and I was getting a little greedy, and when we did bounce, I added to my position at around 6,100, somewhere around here. Yeah, I added right over here at 5,985-ish actually, right? Somewhere around here I added, and it was so close to this resistance area, this support area, and I was getting greedy because I was feeling the I don't know what's called, but clearly I was wrong, but I had a feeling that we were going to break this yellow zone, and I was looking for a move all the way down to 5,000 and eventually even 4,200, like a quick spill on over to the downside. Now I added very close to a major support region over here, and that was, if you guys are on the support and resistance module, I mean, if you guys are on the C program and have watched the support and resistance module, we should have known, right from this candle over here and this candle over here, that this was a major support zone, and I shouldn't be looking to play against that. In fact, I'm breaking my own rules. And so I think Drew asked about this question where he said, hey, if we keep touching the same resistance area over and over again, or the same support area over and over again, is it more likely to break? And I've addressed this in the past where I said I don't subscribe to that idea. I know a lot of other YouTubers and traders talk about how the more times you tap against a region, the more likely we are going to break against it. I don't think it's as simple as that, but even I want to talk about how I was trading against my own rules, the own advice I gave you guys, or I give you guys often. And what do? I shorted against a very close to, not against, but I shorted very close to a major support zone, trying to front run the break because I was getting greedy. Okay, so I want to highlight that mistake for you guys. Why? Because when I woke up this morning and I saw that, hey, we are sitting under 6,000 again. Okay, we are sitting under 6,000 again. Again, I had that same urge to play for the break to the downside. Okay, I had the same urge to play for the break to the downside and maybe perhaps add to my position, because you're looking for the big win, right? I was looking like, hey, maybe I can add to 6,000 again. And this is, as soon as I woke up, I had these thoughts when I checked my phone, right? But immediately, this mistake that I internalized to myself and accepted it as a mistake, it came back to me. I'm like, no, Sean, do not do the same thing again. You're making the same mistake again. And the reason I'm talking about this is because, guys, I make the same emotional mistakes that you guys do. I go through the same emotions, but the important the important thing here is to recognize the mistakes, accept them, and make sure that you use them to your advantage moving forward. And today I was able to recognize that I was making the same mistake again. Essentially, last time around, what I did was I formed a bias. Okay, I had formed a bias right around this zone over here. I was looking at these candles on the lower time frame, by the way, and I was like, okay, we've broken this major, it was not major at all. We've broken this horizontal line over here at around 5,966. We're living at around 5,850-ish region, and because of that, I can use this zone, this line over here, as a resistance line to add to my position. But look how close to our support we were. We were very close to a harder support. Okay, there was no edge on this at all, and I got punished for it. Right now, I was able to get out around 6,050 because I always have my risk management place, and I do advise you guys that even when you're making mistakes, make sure that you come out with as unscathed as possible. Okay, as unscathed as possible. You're going to take some damage. Okay, and this did eat into my profits. I was I think I was short from around 6,600-ish. My average position was 6,600. So this did eat into some of my profits. I did not need to take that hit. But look at what I was doing today. I was literally about to make the same. So over here, I formed a bias against this horizontal right over here, okay, this horizontal, and I took a trade against that at around 5,954, exactly around there, and then I ended up getting out my position. As soon as we ticked above 6,000, I was able to manually get out at around 6,030, 6,050-ish, okay. Price was moving that fast, and I could have got hurt if I was stubborn and just let it run, because I was like, this is coming down, this is coming down. I could have got hurt. But fortunately, I have the mindset to know that I am wrong on this. I need to get out, or this could get bad. You never know if it's going to get bad or not. Maybe I could have got baited out. I could have got hunted and would have dumped. Let that happen, because all it takes is one instance of this, by the way, one instance of this, where your account gets wrecked. When you're playing on leverage, this will wreck your account. Okay. Now, this morning, I almost made the same mistake. Okay, I could have easily formed a bias, and I almost did. In my head, mentally, when I woke up in my dreary state, I was like, hey, we're underneath 6,000. This major candle was stuck in my head. We're underneath 6,000, so maybe I can take a play against this and add slightly to my position, right? And look what happened. Boom. We just broke through it, and maybe I would have got hurt, right? But luckily, I recognized that, hey, you made the same mistake over here. This was a bounce zone. This is likely going to be a bounce zone too, because it's the same trade, guys. It's the same trade, right? And like I always say at the Mango Grove, you take the same trade over and over again as long as it's working. And we did that towards the upside, right? We had the Mango Vine call the trade towards the right over here. We added to our position strongly, and we got that big 14%. We'll talk about that soon. We got what? Good 18% move. Of course, we did not catch it all the way from the top. We caught it somewhere around here, so it's a good 14% move on that trade. Now again over here, same trade towards the downside. Now we are playing the downside. Okay, we are playing the downside. However, if you're playing the upside, it's the same trade right over here. This is a major bounce zone at around 5,800. We bounced a good 18% towards the upside, and now maybe we will bounce all the way back up to 6,800. We don't know. I am not playing for that. I'm actually looking to add to my position, and this may be a good spot to add, but I am not looking to add over here. I'm actually looking to add around 6,500. With that, let's go ahead and talk about some actual technical analysis. Man, again, sorry for the rants, guys, but I do think this psychology is really important in knowing, one, to take your losses very quickly. And when you do take a loss, if it is a bad trade, okay, remember the bad trade, and remember when that trade shows up again that you don't make the same mistake, because we tend to make the same emotional mistakes over and over again. Okay, this was an emotional mistake right over here, rather. This was an emotional mistake that I made, and that same emotion tends to repeat itself until you hammer it out. And the way to hammer it out is to remember why you made the mistake, internalize it, self-reflect against it. All right, okay, cool. And the second thing to remember is you keep taking the same trade over and over again as long as it's working. Okay, you keep taking it. Do not ever think that you need to win every single trade. It's about winning enough trades with the right magnitude over the long run. All right. Okay. With that said, let's go ahead and actually start with the actual technical analysis. I do have some tabs open right over here. Okay. So this is a 12-hour Vine, and I just want to show this to you guys very quickly. We do not have a signal for a short yet. Okay, it may give us another short play very soon. It gave us two signals already. Both were $1,000 moves. Both were 14% moves towards the downside. Is it going to be gracious enough to give us yet another move? Who knows? We'll just be very patient. In fact, it gave us 3 calls in total, and it nailed all 3 calls. Right over here, the yellow flash means that, hey, yes, we've had a big move towards the downside already. We're trending towards the downside. It flipped red right over here, gave us our first signal at 9,139, catching this entire move all the way down over here, and then flips yellow, right? If you guys are on the Mango Vine tutorial videos, you guys know what this means. It means, hey, we are likely going to start bouncing towards the upside. So be careful if you are on a short trade. Now, you can play this to take a long trade if you want, but you guys know I'm more cautious with that. I like to close my shorts over here. And what do you know? We had a nice bounce, 50% bounce, man. This actually really called the bottom. So this called the bottom, and then it called the short trade. The first short trade right at the top 2, right over here, and then called this one too. Nice accumulation as well. So this has really nailed it. 3 out of 3 big trades. Does it give us a 4th trade? This is where a guy like Rob comes out ahead of me, because he'll play it anyways. He'll play the 4th trade anyways. And I'm like, oh man, this has already given us such a good move. Will it give us another good move again? You know what? I'll just go ahead and take the trade too, if it shows up and lines up with the rest of my system. You guys know how I like to play it. I like to look for confluence. So right over here on the 12-hour, close the Vine down now. This is looking like a very bullish candle, right? Very bullish candle. However, there's some resistance overhead, and we're coming right up against it. Right over here, this cluster of the 10 SMA, the 10 and the 21 EMA at a 6,350 zone. Now, here's the thing. This could be a good area to add to a position or get into a short position if you're not already in. By the way, this is not financial advice by any means. This is just me giving you guys my thoughts and what I would do. However, I am not looking to add to my position over here. Okay, what I'm looking to add at is at the top of the zone over here at 6,504. Okay, playing it very simple. We marked out our zones right from the start. Okay, this was last week. 6,925 to the upside. Around, you could even bring this down now to around 6,800ish. Okay, you could. I'm not. Let's go ahead and do it right now. Bring it down. Okay, so 6,800 to 6,900 to the upside. Okay, right over here we have another zone, another like very important order block at around 6,600 to 6,550. Okay, 6,600 to 6,550 ish. This zone over here, that's the area I'm interested in. Okay, I'm happy with my position. I took profits over here, and if price does come up over here all the way up to 6,550 ish, I will add over there. We may get sold into over here, and we may come back down and test 5,836, and if it does happen, so be it. I have taken enough good trades in this entire area where I do not need to get greedy. Okay, I do not want to be giving it back to the market when I'm in a trend trade, and all I have to do is Hakuna Matata. Problem-free, stress-free, mango way. Okay, and if I front run myself, my plan was to add at 6,550 ish. Now this is looking very tempting, but I do not want to front run my plan. I'll think about it, but I doubt I'm going to be adding to my position over here. If it does get sold into, so be it. Let me tell you guys why I'm interested in this zone over here. Firstly, this was the major breakdown from the consolidation against this major resistance that we were looking at 6,800, 6,900. That was a breakdown. So getting a retest of that won't be too surprising at all. We also have the 12-hour Kijun coming in over there, right? So we may come. Do we close a 12-hour above the 21 EMA? Perhaps we do that, test the Kijun and close underneath the 12-hour 21 EMA, because the 12-hour 21 EMA is beginning to flatten out, and that is not a good look for the bulls at all, especially when the trend was about to shift towards the upside. Now, the another reason why I'm interested in 6,550 is because the daily 21 EMA is coming in right over there. You guys know how much importance I do place on this, and look at it angling down aggressively now. It was flattening out initially, which was a good sign for the bulls right up until we gave up the 21 EMA for the second time. Okay, so now the fact that it's angling down again, not a good sign at all. So I am looking for price to come and at least wick up to 6,556, 6,550 ish, and then be sold into. I could be wrong about that, right? But that is my thesis. My thesis is that if we do come up there, I am looking to take that short play and add to my position, and I'll do it happily. If I'm wrong, I am wrong. I'll get out of my position. If we close a daily above 6,600-ish, I'll be getting out of that position. Okay, I'll be getting out of the position I did add over here. But this zone over here in the middle of this yellow box territory is going to be a sell to me. This is going to be a sell to me. We're playing it very, very easy. Top of our sell region is 6,900. The middle, it doesn't look like the middle, I do know, but take into consideration volatility of zones. Okay, people misunderstand how to use volatility. We are seeing major volatility of this area over here, 5,800, and every time we've come to this zone over here, we've bounced, which is why I'm not too keen on adding at around 6,350-ish. I'm not saying it's not a good area to be trying for a trade. All I'm saying is that I'm happy with my position over here, and I'm not looking to add over here, and I'll be happy to add at 6,530. That's all I'm saying. Okay, that's all I'm saying. So what does Bitcoin do from over here? Honestly, we are seeing the bounce. That was the likely play from over here. Did I play for that? No, I did not play for that, because my bias is leaning towards this breaking and us spilling on over towards the downside, at least 5,000-ish. I will be wrong, however, if we confirm this as a higher low, because remember, the low that we are looking to defend was this low right over here, 5,676. With this candle, it does look like the bulls want to defend this low. So that is a very, very good sign for the bulls. If we can start ticking about this zone over here, guys, at around 7,100, let's say 6. Okay, the big win is now if we can close a daily candle above 6,800-ish. Okay, right over here, 6,802. If we can close a daily candle above that, we're essentially going to have higher highs and higher lows on candle closes, and that's going to be very, very strong. And in that case, I'm going to be switching my bias drastically, and on the weekly too, I'm going to be looking for a trend shift very, very soon. But we have not done that yet. And if we start going on with the higher time frames, you're going to see we have lots of resistance. We're finding support on the 2-day 10 SMA. Found support before too, so no surprise there. Lining up actually very nicely with this yellow box territory. So if you guys are looking to take looking for long opportunities, this was it, guys. This was it. I wasn't interested, so I wasn't looking at this. I'm looking at this cluster here at 7,000-ish, 6,900. The 2-day 21 EMA, the 2-day Kijun, the 2-day Tenkin, all coming in over there. In fact, we can go ahead and raise this now to increase the resistance overhead. Let's go and see what the 3-day is saying. 3-day lining up. We have the 3-day 200 moving average. Let me hide all the horizontals for you guys. 3-day 200 moving average. You guys know how much emphasis I place on this. It's actually flatlining now, and that is actually strong resistance to me on such a higher time frame. 3-day 200 moving average. What does that mean? If you guys haven't watched my most recent video on explaining moving averages and exponential moving averages, please go ahead and watch this. 3-day 200 moving average, it means the average price over the past 600 damn days. 600 days, guys. Very, very strong over here. So I'll be looking for this. If this breaks and we close above it, that's going to be very, very bullish to me. Right now, we've already rejected once. This is another rejection to me right over here, twice. And turn on our horizontals again, lining up with major resistance on our 2-day as well as our daily. So a lot of pressure from the upside coming on price, guys. The path to least resistance is down, and this is why we are playing the stress-free Hakuna Matata trades towards the downside. All right, okay, so that's the daily, that's the 2-day, that's the 3-day. Let's go ahead and look at the weekly now. Look at the weekly and turn off our horizontals. Not a good look. This is the second time now where we've had a very, very bullish candle going into the end of the week, and just before the week could close, being sold into and turning it into a bearish candle. Right here we have our freaking Three Musketeer candle, D'Artagnan holding his sword up against the weekly Tenkin. Can we hope for D'Artagnan to actually see that follow through towards the upside? And I honestly do think that we'll go ahead and test that 6,550 region. I just feel like it. Again, it's one of those things where I can't really explain, but that's why I'm holding back for my trade. Keep in mind D'Artagnan's candle right over here, D'Artagnan's saber, guys. the bulls did manage to hold it green. It did not turn red, so there is some bullishness to this long mega bear wick. The candle is green, so that is a nod to the bulls at the very least. Going back onto a lower time frame, Bitcoin is ticking up right now, coming up against this major resistance cluster right over here. The 4-hour Kijun right over here at 6,400. Again, does that line up with a wick above it to 6,530? If we do get that while I'm doing this video, I'm going to have to pause the video. I'm going to have to put an alert here. Did not expect this to be this fast. Bitcoin, calm down. Let me at least finish my daily analysis before you do this. Adjust it slightly. Give me a little bit some time. Okay, cool. So if we do get up there, I'll be interested seller. I'll be a very interested seller. So that's pretty much it. We talked about the weekly. We can go ahead and look at the 4-hour Ichimoku cloud. Let's see where the cloud is coming in at. Okay, right over here, we've broken the cloud. Where's the top of the clouds? 6,527-ish, right? So 6,550 is becoming a very key area now, guys. We may have an edge to edge. We are testing this bearish TK cross right over here, so perhaps do I front run? See, I'm getting tempted to get in at 6,450-ish now. I'm finding excuses, but I'm going to be patient and just wait for the top of the cloud. It's likely that we do see a wick up over here, and I'll be looking to sell that. If we close a 4-hour candle above the cloud, I'll just get out of that position, and I'll have to reconsider and reanalyze what is going on with the entire picture, because I am in a trend trade from 6,650-ish. Does my buy switch around if we start closing 12-hour candles above the zone over here? Let's go ahead and look at the 12-hour. If we start closing 12-hour candles back above the Kijun, I may have to reconsider whether I want to stay in my trade or not. I'll likely not stay in my trade, but I'm not sure on that yet, guys. I'll have to put some time into it, some thought into it. Let's go ahead and look at the daily. As long as we're underneath the daily 21 EMA, and the daily 21 EMA is angled like this, I'll be staying in my short trade. If we close a candle above on a daily basis above the 6,500 region, not the 12-hour, guys. If we close a daily candle, then I'm going to get out of the rest of my trade. Okay. For now, for me to add to my position 6,550-ish, all we need to do is close a 4-hour above the cloud, and in that case I'll be looking to get out of my position. I'll be more convinced to get out of my position if that lines up with a 12-hour, and that may actually happen because we're about to close a 4-hour in 1 hour. Perhaps we go ahead and test that top of the cloud on the next 4-hour candle and the candle right after that. So that candle will be closing the 12-hour candle. So if we close a 12-hour candle above the cloud, which is going to be basically the candle after this one, I'll be getting out of my trade. Okay, so cloud flipping green as well, so that's a nice bullish look. Testing this TK bearish cross right over here. Perhaps if we get a bullish TK cross above the cloud with the cloud green, I'll be looking for a move towards the 200 moving average, and I will long a test above the cloud over here and probably take profits at around 7,000. A quick trade that needs to happen within 12 hours, so it'll be more like a day trade. I'm not looking for long trades, guys, that I'll be holding on to, no long-term long trades rather, that I'll be holding on to for more than a day. For me to be looking for long-term long trades, we need to switch the daily trend around, and for that I told you guys what I'm looking for. We have a potential higher low now over here at 5,800, but for me to be convinced, I want to see us start closing daily candles above 6,800, 6,900 region. Okay, until then I am not convinced. I want to be convinced. I want to be a bull. Don't misunderstand me, guys. But at the same time, I also want to make money. And right now, the easier, least path to resistance way to make money is towards the downside. Okay, so that's it for Bitcoin. Is there anything else I want to talk about? This is the 1 hour, seeing a strong push towards the upside coming and seeing resistance against that 12-hour cluster right over here. We may see some sell pressure right over here, but I'm hoping that we do get that wick to 6,530. But hey, sometimes the market doesn't do, a lot of times the markets won't do what you want it to do, right? And you just have to just be patient, and eventually you will get the trades you are looking for. Do not chase trades though. Okay, so that's Bitcoin. Again, do I need to do any recap, guys? The major areas you're looking for is, I thought I had a yellow box right over here, right? Where'd it go? It's not showing. Okay, it's showing on this chart right here. So yeah, basically this zone over here, breaking this zone, we are back into this consolidation area right over here, but overhead we have so much resistance. And look at this, we extended this, guys, to match up with the two-day resistance, and it's also lining up with the 4-hour resistance, the 4-hour 200 MA. So a lot of resistance here, guys, a lot. So I'm not keen over here. I'm not keen to take longs over here at all. I would have been happy to take a long over here, but not too interested. I'm looking to focus on my trend rate towards the downside, because I'm looking for a big win towards the 4,000, at least 5,000 zone. Okay, I may not get it, but if I do, it'll be nice. So it'll be nice, be very nice. So that's it for Bitcoin. Let's go ahead and switch on over to Link. Yes, and where's my link? Link USD. We'll start with Link USD right away today. Link, doing what Link does, playing the ranges almost perfectly. We can go ahead and adjust this a little bit now, since we have 4-hour candle closes. If we're playing the 4-hour, we can adjust lines a little bit, do something like this, right? But I'm not going to do that. I'm going to switch it back and look on over to the daily, because I don't want to get stuck up on the lower time frames on Link. But now actually this is looking like we can adjust this on the daily too. We can adjust this horizontal to $1.97 to $2. I do believe Sean he messaged me earlier this morning saying Link is being so stubborn, it's not breaking that $2 mark. I see what he's talking about right over here. Now we can adjust the line to $2, and if we do break this though, we are likely going to come to $1.78 first. So we can go ahead and draw a line right over here, $1.78, and after we break that, I think we are actually, it's more like this cluster here, so we can put a box instead. Okay, so this is the zone that we're looking at. After we break this, then we'll be looking at towards, again, back on over to $1.56 that we've bounced off very, very aggressively. For now, until we break $1.99, it's too early to be talking about $1.77. It is very likely that we go ahead and test $2.19 yet again. And if we do that, hey, the daily 21 EMA is now underneath our major blue box territory. Again, guys, Link, same story. I'm being very redundant, but perhaps some of you are new and you guys haven't watched the previous videos. If you haven't, please go ahead and watch the previous videos. Major zone over here. The weekly blue box that we've been eyeing, $2.50 to $2.60. The weekly 21 EMA is coming into that zone too. So as long as Link is underneath this zone over here on the weekly, it is very hard to be bullish. Switching on over to the daily, we're seeing the daily 200 moving average also coming in over here. The daily 21 EMA is underneath it now, so we have resistance to deal with before we get there. Perhaps we wick on over to the blue box, see a rejection, and close underneath the daily 21 EMA, maybe. The bull sign would be if we close above the daily 21 EMA and get sandwiched between the daily 21 EMA and the blue box. Okay, but that's just the start. It's not time to get bullish yet. The only time we actually get bullish is if we start closing candles at the very least inside the cloud, because then we can look for a push up, a thrust into. I wouldn't, to be honest. We got to break the cloud, guys. We got to break the cloud. Okay, we got to break the cloud. You see this blue box here? That's the next big contender for Link after this blue box. So this blue box, 250 to 260 is what we need to break first to start looking for upside moves. Okay, then after that, we only get bullish if we break 340 to 350 ish. If we do that, then I'll be looking for move all the way up to $4.50. Okay. Until then, it's better to be cautious and play the downside and play the downtrend on Link, because this is very much down. It is grinding and going sideways, being a little boring, but I'm not looking to be bullish on this, man. And to be bullish on Link, we have to wait for Bitcoin to get bullish too, because a lot of you are trading Link on the USD pairing. And Bitcoin is actually looking good right now, so perhaps Link does some good things too. Come on, Bitcoin, you can get to 6,500. You can get to 6,500. So yep, that's pretty much it, guys. Link is being pretty stubborn against the $2 mark, going sideways, and until Link BTC starts looking good, and Link BTC is going sideways as well. So there's not much to talk about. The 200 moving average is lining up against this major, let me hide the Ichimoku, this major rising wedge that we've been eyeing for freaking months now, right? But we already got a move on this rising wedge, and what are we doing since? Well, we broke into the rising wedge that we talked about, and we talked about this a few days ago. We said, hey, we have inside the rising wedge now. once we break inside the rising wedge, it's likely that we come and spill on over to the bottom of the rising wedge, right? And what's that lining up with? The daily 200 moving average. So the least Link needs to do now is actually get supported against this 200 moving average, which lines up with the bottom of the rising wedge. If we do get supported, then we can perhaps push up again and try breaking the daily 21 EMA again over here at 37,196. If we break underneath this, oh man, this bullish picture that we made a measured move for at around 56,000 is going to turn into a very, very ugly bearish picture. And what is that going to be? Let's see. Again, doing this very rough, coming all the way down here. I'll be looking for move actually all the way down here. So this may happen in one of two conditions. Bitcoin actually does amazingly well, and Link keeps up with Bitcoin, doesn't keep up with Bitcoin rather on its USD chart, and basically Bitcoin outperforms the Link by a good 50%, or Bitcoin dumps and Link dumps even harder. This is how we meet this measured move over here. So I'm hoping this doesn't happen, of course, because I know we all want to be bullish on Link, and Link has been a very, very beautiful chart. But even with this, guys, this is the opportunity, right? If this actually plays out, this is a huge move towards the downside, and we may actually make this move. Let's go ahead and look at the weekly. It's a major weekly level too. So the fact that we broke back into this wedge, guys, I do not like it at all, but we are holding. Are we holding? Nope, we're not holding this major horizontal over here either. What we need to do is what Link needs to do, do not ever see we get biased that way. What Link needs to do is hold this weekly 21 EMA right over here. Is that the weekly 21 EMA? Let me hide our horizontals. Okay, yes it is. It's flattening out though. This is how boring Link is getting at the moment, going sideways on the weekly 21 EMA. But hey, that is to be expected during consolidation. If Link closes underneath the weekly 21 EMA, it's not going to be good, man. Not going to be good. But yep, let's wait for this week to close. It just started. We closed above last week, so these wicks underneath won't be surprising at all. 6 days and 17 hours to go. So no reason to get bearish on this just yet, not on the weekly time frame. As long as the weekly is holding above the weekly 21 EMA, there is hope. Bitcoin making that move towards the upside, 6,350 now. Hopefully it does that push up to 6,550. I'll be looking to fade that. I'll be patient. Until then, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope I did not rant too much. Let me know in the comments down below what kind of videos you guys want moving forward. Do you guys want more rants, or do you guys want me to jump straight into the TA? I'll give you guys what you guys want. My name is Sean Dexter. Throw it a like, throw it a subscribe.